And welcome to our second episode of Inside the Lines here on CFCSports.com. Thanks for tuning in as we come to you from inside beautiful TD Arena here in downtown Charleston. Each week, you'll get a chance to hear from the coaches and the players. We'll go inside the lines, take a look at all the big highlights from the week. Last week, we talked about the volleyball team, and coming up later on in the show, you won't want to miss our question of the week, and also we'll have all new ways for you to contact the show. That'll be coming up here in just a few minutes. But first, again, back to volleyball. Talked about the great run the team has been on, so this week, let's start here inside TD Arena with the volleyball team. After defeating Wofford 3-0 on Saturday, the Cougars look to make it 8 in a row as they hosted Furman Sunday afternoon at TD Arena. After dropping the first two sets, the Cougars have set point 24-23 to extend the match. The kill by Natalie Braun of Furman makes it 24-24, forces extra points. Cougars won't be denied, however. Darcy Dorton makes it 25-24 to set up a second set point coming up for the College of Charleston. Here it is, set point. Sloan White gets the ace, and the Cougars win the set 26-24. Now we skip ahead late in the fourth set. Furman has pulled away 23-19. A Furman service error, though, gives CFC new life. But unfortunately, on the next point, Furman takes control right back on the kill by Caroline Adams, which makes it 24-20, and that sets up match point. A long point, both teams going back and forth. Finally, Christina Curry finds some open space along the back row to give Furman the 3-1 win as that snaps the Cougars' 7-match winning streak. Over to men's soccer now. The Cougars were coming off a tough loss at Furman last Tuesday and hosting App State on Saturday night at Patriots Point. Ralph Lundy, former Marine. We go to the first half. 8th minute, Cougars on the attack. Early, Sean Da Silva off a great feed from Robbie Benson. Rings it off the near post. That would not be the last we hear, though, from Da Silva. 14th minute, Troy Peterson centers to Da Silva. Connects on the header. His second goal of the season. It was 1-0 College of Charleston. There you see it again. Great shot by Da Silva. Second half, CFC keeps up on the attack. We go to the 52nd minute. Da Silva, this time with the assist, as he finds Luke Huggett. And Huggett finds the back of the net. Huggett's second of the season, and it's now 2-0 College of Charleston. Now Da Silva, told you we'd hear from him more again later in the game. 88th minute, works through two defenders, skips it past the goalkeeper for his second goal of the game, and that's how it would end. 3-0 College of Charleston over App State. Da Silva with 5 points on the night. Big week for the College of Charleston men's soccer team, the win over App State. Also this week, a double overtime victory on the road at UNC Greensboro. But coming up this weekend, perhaps their toughest test of the year, as the College of Charleston will take on defending national champion North Carolina. Take a look at this matchup between these two teams. 10-1 is UNC. College of Charleston right now 6-7 on the year. As you take a look at a comparison of the stats, really a lot of similarities. Perhaps CFC a little bit more aggressive than the Tar Heels with 162 shots versus 144 on the year. But as you see there, the big difference in these stats is the shutouts. 9 for North Carolina, 3 for the College of Charleston. The Tar Heels have only given up 3 goals all season. Got a chance to catch up with the head coach, Ralph Lundy, for the Cougars and some of the players as they take a look ahead to this weekend's matchup against the defending national champs.
Well, they're very talented. We went up there last year and had a good game. Had a great first half, and they kind of wore us down and got the win in the second half. They're deep, they have quality players, they're a great team, but we are ready, and we're happy about this game Saturday night with North Carolina, number 2 defending national champs. They went on to win it last year, so we like that. We're happy to have them here, and we feel real good and real strong.
Just stay organized. Communicate. Keep everyone in front of us. Track back, everyone coach always preaches to get behind the ball. I don't know, as long as the whole defense is working together.
Well, as I said, they were national champions, so I expect them to be really good, quick. We need to be aware of the strikers, so just need to be on our game.
Well, I think we're going to have 3,000 people, and I tell you, this has become a place to be for our Saturday night games. The fans love it. The kids love it. They just go berserk. The fans, our students have been so supportive, and we do have the 12th man down there in the Loonies, and they are wonderful, man. So we're happy to be home. We love playing at Patriots.
And we'll switch from the men's side over to the women's side of things on the soccer field, where the College of Charleston women's soccer team will be in action at home for the first time in over a week. We'll take a look at the standings right now in the Southern Conference. Sanford alone at the top with a record of 4-0-2. But if you look further down, while the College of Charleston struggled a bit this season, 2-3 in SoCon play, 3-9 and 1 overall. In the Southern Conference, remember, the top 8 teams make the postseason, and right now CFC sitting in a 4-way tie for 7th place. So a big stretch of the schedule coming up for CFC women's soccer.
Yeah, and certainly, our position in the table right now is we're sort of in a 4-way tie for 7th place. The top 8 teams make the tournament, but we're really one good weekend away from putting ourselves in 1st or 2nd place. With 6 points on the weekend, if we could get 2 wins, puts us firmly in command for hosting a quarterfinal, which is what we've done the previous few years, and we want to continue to do that. So, the team will be extremely focused on the matter at hand this weekend. In this league, anybody can beat anyone, in the Southern Conference, so even from 1st all the way down the table, there's not that many points that separate teams. And, especially when you get into 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, there's 1 point separating a bunch of teams, and a lot of teams tied on points. So every point matters in conference. We certainly want to concentrate on our performance and make sure that we're energized and ready to go, especially at home. And, we feel good about when we play Charleston soccer that the points will come.
Again, 2 big games coming up for the College of Charleston women's soccer team this weekend. They'll be in action out at Patriots Point as they try to stay alive in the playoff picture in the Southern Conference. Coming up next, we'll take a look at this week's schedule of games, and also for you volleyball fans, you won't want to miss our segment, our question of the week, with the head volleyball coach Jason Kepner. It all comes your way next here on Inside the Lines on CFCSports.com. Welcome back to Inside the Lines here on CFCSports.com. Thanks for tuning in again this week. Time for our question of the week, which this week comes from Chris in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Chris says, "Hey guys, I'm a big volleyball fan, but I had a question. Whenever I watch matches on CFCSports.com, I hear the announcers talk about something called a slide. What exactly is the slide? Thanks. Go Cougars." Well, Chris, thanks for reaching out to us this week. And to answer your question, we got a chance to catch up with the head volleyball coach, Jason Kepner, to answer your question.
Chris, thank you very much for the email and question about the slide. The slide is a vital part of our offense, and we have a lot of players that hit it, and today we'll break it down for you. On the serve receive here, Kirsten is trying to get to the middle of the court as quickly as she can so she can have a good ability to stay in front of the setter and go behind. Once the ball makes its way towards the setter, she starts to move in the direction of the slide. The ultimate goal is when the ball is in Taylor's hands for Kirsten to be even with the setter and then have 3 steps to get to the ball. Taylor's goal is to put the ball in front and lead Kirsten. And then Kirsten, with those 3 steps, her job is to catch up to that ball. And then when she jumps, she's looking to take all of her momentum, which is going along the net, and drive that right knee up in the air so that she can transfer all of her momentum from going sideways to going up in the air. And then the goal is to have both options to be able to hit line and cross court. On this one here, she hits cross court, does a great job of getting the ball past the blocker and in between the middle blocker and the outside blocker, and gets a kill. Now, getting a look at it from a different angle, Kirsten's even with the setter right there. She's got 1, 2, 3. She's driving that leg up in the air, and she has the ability to hit line. She chooses to hit cross court past that blocker and in between the middle blocker and the outside blocker for the kill. Chris, there's a good look at a slide. It's a big part of our offense, and Sloan runs a lot of them, and Kirsten runs a lot of them, and it's something that we try to do on a regular basis. Again, I appreciate the question, and hopefully you get a better idea of what a slide looks like and why we do it.
Great question, Chris. Thanks again for reaching out to us. Look forward to that segment each week here on Inside the Lines. Speaking of volleyball, big matchup coming up this weekend here at TD Arena against Samford. Take a look at the standings in the Southern Conference right now. Samford alone at the top, 6-0, followed by UNC Greensboro at 4-2, Western Carolina at an even 500 at 3-3. Then you got Elon and Chattanooga at 2-4, App State at 1-5. In the South, Georgia Southern and CFC tied in first place at 5-1, followed by Furman, Davidson, Wofford, and the Citadel. That'll do it for this week's episode of Inside the Lines here on CFCSports.com. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, you now have 3 ways to reach out to us. You can reach us on Twitter at CFC Video. You can also reach us via email at cfcsports@gmail.com, or you can post a comment on our Facebook page at College of Charleston Athletics. And of course, we look forward to those questions. If you have any questions for any of the head coaches, any of the staff at all, any of the players, or any of us, you can send your questions and we'll get to them each week here on Inside the Lines. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again next week right here on CFCSports.com.